Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business on this Christmas Day, and Merry Christmas to everybody. Everybody's been wishing me Merry Christmas and everything else. I'm trying to respond to all of them, but I may miss a few. I'm not missing anybody intentionally. Merry Christmas to you guys as well. Now, anybody who knows me knows I am a problem solver. I'm a guy that likes to just think about stuff. I love numbers. I love history and statistics and things. And I love to prove people wrong. Okay? And I've been sitting here racking my brain because everybody talks about, we need a quarterback like Big Ben. Big Ben, he leads the NFL in passing. He's got, look up here, 4,800 yards. My God, 4,800 yards, 33 touchdown passes, and only 15 interceptions. We need a guy like that. Or people will say, Dak is a trash-ass quarterback. We need a guy like, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers could put the team on his back, He's got over 4,000 yards, Dak can't throw for 4,000 yards because he sucks. Isn't that what everybody says? I mean, we know he's hovered around 3,500 yards his whole career, and now offenses are throwing the ball around. And Dak is just not that guy to be able to do it. He just does not have it, is what they tell you. But a lot of times what people do is they don't actually give you the whole picture. How many of you out there think that Scott Linehan and his offense is a genius? How many of you believe that Kellen Moore is a great quarterback coach that's going to take Dak Prescott to another level? And I'm not trying to trash them, but honestly, do you think the Eagles would have been as successful with Carson Wentz had Scott Linehan and Kellen Moore been the quarterback coaches, doing exactly the same system and things they did with Dak Prescott? Do you believe that? But even so, you look at Dak Prescott's numbers. Let's look at them down here. Let's see. Trying to highlight there. Dak Prescott has got 3,400 yards. And that pales by comparison by 1,400 yards to Big Ben. And I get what you're saying. And if you just look at that number, 4,800 yards is a lot more than basically 3,500. And I agree with you on that one. But here's what you don't understand is a difference. Big Ben has thrown the ball over here 630 times, completed 421 of those, for a 66.8 completion percentage. That's a lot of passes. Dak, on the other hand, 482 passes, 329 completions, 68.3% completion rate. If we go through, just follow me now, because I know you haters are going to say I'm full of crap and I'm manipulating statistics, but I'm not going to manipulate statistics. What we're going to do is, because Big Ben has thrown for almost 150 more times than Dak Prescott, we're going to use the same formula with completion percentage versus the number of passes, using his Big Ben right here, averages 7.7 yards per throw. Dak actually averages 7.3, okay? Big Ben, yards after catch, is getting 11.5. Dak's getting 10.6. So every time the Cowboys make a completion, on average, they get 10.6 yards, and Dak is throwing it 7.3 yards down the field, okay? So compare that to Big Ben, who's throwing, almost a half a yard path further at 7.7 and getting another yard per completion, Now, I dare say that his receivers, when you got Antonio Brown and Juju Schuster, that they may be a little better than what we have. But be that as it may, here's what you do. Take 630, multiply it by .688. That's the percentage. What that means is, if Dak threw the ball as many times as Big Ben, instead of having 421 completions, Dak would actually have 433. And if you multiply those completions by 10.6 yards, Dak, with that many passes, would have 4,594 yards in passing yards. Are you following me on that? Because I know I'm going to lose some of you, some of the 80% that just say Dak sucks. I'm saying if we take this garbage-ass offense and we pass the ball as many times as Big Ben did and had 4,842 yards, Dak Prescott would end up with 4,594 yards. Because they pass a whole lot more than we do. We're running offense. I hope you understand that. You have Zeke Elliott. But you're talking about 300 yards difference with that many passes. Let's look at Aaron Rodgers using the same formula. And I know you haters are going to say you're full of crap. You're manipulating the statistics. But see, Aaron Rodgers, 62.3% completion percentage, had 4,416 yards. Out of 592 passes, he completed 369. 8.2 yards. He's thrown the ball further down the field. I'll give you that, a whole yard. And his completion, his yards after catch are 12 yards. Now, using Dak Prescott's completion percentage, because his percentage is 6 points higher, multiplying that by 0.688, Dak would come out with 407 completions to Aaron Rodgers' 369. Multiplying that 407 completions by 10.6 yards per average, that's 4,267 yards. So let me say it again. Aaron Rodgers, right here, okay, 4,416 yards is what he would have. Dak would have 4,267, less than 200 yards behind. Now I know Kennedy, true Kennedy, I know you, my man. Merry Christmas to you. You always say you don't compare him to Matty Ice. I don't. You're right. Matty Ice has got a great receiving corps. Matty Ice, he's playing a lot better than I gave him credit for to begin the year. I won't dispute that. But Matty Ice, again, 69% completion percentage, 69.3, better than Dak Prescott. But he's thrown the ball 564 times and completed 391, 8.1 yards per attempt, and 11.6 per completion yards after catch. Using that same formula, Dak would only have 376 completions, but would still end up with 3,993 yards, which wouldn't be bad. Wouldn't be bad at all. And let me do one more. I'll do Mahomes, because I know numbers start to get to be monotonous and stuff. But when we look at Mahomes has 4,816 yards, okay? Mahomes is doing it up. Mahomes' completion percent is 66.4. He's thrown the ball 556 times, completed 369 passes, 8.7 per yards down the field, because he's definitely throwing way, a yard and a half further than Dak. But he's only getting 9.5 yards per completion. So that's between getting the guys in space and then making the yards per catch. Use that same formula. Mahomes has 4,816 yards, but Dak Prescott still has 4,049 yards. So my question to you is, if Dak Prescott was throwing 4,000 yards, because basically, if Dak had the same number of passes as Ben, Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryan, Jared Goff, all four of those guys, the same number of passes, every one of those would be 4,000-yard seasons. Surprised? I'm sure you are. But understand, I'll take the offense that Atlanta is running versus the one we have. I'll take the offense that the Steelers are running versus the one we have. I'll take the offense that the Rams are running versus what we have. And I would take Kansas City's offense versus the one that we have. But even still, every single time, Dak Prescott, with the amount of passes that these guys are getting, would be a 4,000-yard passer. Go ahead. Bring me the hate. Tell me I'm an idiot. Tell me I cannot compare what these guys are doing at all. I look forward. And don't just tell me. Go do me this favor. I love to argue. Do me this favor. Don't just say Dak is trash. Dak just can't do it. You give me the reasons why my numbers, my research is wrong. Prove me wrong. I'll wait here for it. I'm Mark Holmes. I'm keeping it real and bringing you the facts. I'll see you.